Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture. Bring on the host, Sam, the Queen of Rock and Roll Dogs.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Sam, the Queen of Rock and Roll Dogs, and you are listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. It's a rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture. I'm live from Las Vegas, and we are talking about a lot of things today, and we have a special guest coming on. And her nickname is Sam Smashington. We've had her on the show before, and I'm looking forward to this really fantastic update that we're all involved in. So stay right there. We'll be right back.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Hello everyone, we're back. We're back on a Saturday for another live show of Vegas Rock Dog Radio. I had a bit of a scramble this morning because I needed to shower my very dirty little boy, Mr. Twix. I swear, you could bathe him every day and he'll be filthy every time you bathe him. But I actually don't bathe him. He gets in the shower with me. And let me tell you now, if you don't shower with your pets, oh, you don't know what you're missing out on. Saves time, saves mess, it's fantastic, all contained, can't beat it. Jim, can I have a little bit more mic, please? Thank you. Oh, that's nice. I like that. So if you're listening to the show today, especially if it's your first time, welcome to the show. You can find our show all over the internet. Our main website is vegasrockdogradio.com. We're often on Periscope, and you'll find us on Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, of course, because it seems to be the norm, Instagram, and you can also find us on our blog, therockandrolldog.com. That's where we do product reviews, recommendations, giveaways, news, tell you who's coming on the show, who's been on the show. So that's the rockandrolldog.com. We also have an app, and you would just go to yap.us, yapp.us, and it's free. Yay, we love free. Oh, I'm starting already. Got the wrong teeth in this morning. And then you'll download Vegas Rock Dog Radio onto your app. And then if we actually do some notifications, you will get that notification on your phone as if you were getting a text. So you'd be the first in the know. Now, if you're like me, I love to listen to podcasts. Podcasts are the future, we like to say. They're very convenient, and there are a million apps that you can download and find, all kinds of podcasts. What we do after the show, after the live show, we throw the show back up as a podcast. You can, of course, find it on iTunes and iHeartRadio, which is one of the most popular podcast apps. And if you use any others, Mr. Twix is trying to dry himself on my onesie. That's what he's doing right now. I think it's the first time I've ever done a show in a onesie. I digress. So pretty much any podcast app that you download, you will find us, Vegas Rock Dog Radio. We also have a second show, and it's like the mini show, which is our pet tip of the day. And we throw up a very quick tip, and it's aimed at just making you a better pet parent, money-saving tips, anything from furniture-saving tips. And since we're talking about bathing, here's a tip for you. As I say, I don't put Mr. Twix in the bath. But if you are someone who does need to put your dog in the bath, you don't do the shower thing, and it can be really slippery in the bath, and they can really scratch it, and it makes it really a scary situation.
We say slippy in Pennsylvania.
You say slippy as well?
Yeah.
Slippy? Slippy and slippery?
Slippy.
Throw a yoga mat in the bottom of the bath. It'll keep them from sliding around and scratching your bath, and make it a lot more pleasant for both of you. Do you remember that time I was in the bath? Get this. I don't know why Jim did this. And you tried to put Thornton in the bath. Mm-hmm. And he lowered it down and she scratched me to death.
Like Predator.
Like a cat. I don't know what was going on. I don't recommend having a bath with your pet. I mean, come on. But the shower is great. It really saves a lot of time. So there you go. That wasn't my tip of the week, but I do have one for you. Here's the tip of the week. Macadamia nuts. You may like those nuts, but they are terrible for your pets. They're a big no-no when it comes to your pets eating them. And the toxic component is currently unknown in the macadamia nut, but there is some kind of toxic component, because if your pet eats them, either in their snack form or in baked goods, it causes lethargy, fever, joint stiffness, weakness in the hind limbs, tremors, and vomiting. And you don't need that for your pets. So keep those macadamia.
How do you find these things out?
What?
Like, they're delicious nuts. They're just plain old nuts. And then you find out that they cause problems in animals.
I do a lot of research. I like research and I like statistics. I like percentages. I really, particularly like, and I really do. I do a lot of research, a lot of reading, and that's how I come up with this stuff. But macadamia nuts, lots of people like them. People like the crunch of them, don't they? Because they're not quite a crunch.
They're meaty.
That's gross. Don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Stop it.
You're rude to Lydia. I'm sorry. She's a great chef, and they film her show in Pittsburgh, which is excellent. I've seen her studio.
Lydia, let me tell you, is on PBS. It's called, what is it called? Cooking with Lydia?
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, except when she tastes the food. I'm sorry.
No, you're Nigella's worst. She's a honk pig.
No. Nigella eats her food in a
a pig.
No, she eats in a very sexy way.
And Lydia eats like a grandma eats. No. So big deal.
Let me tell you something. If you're going to have a cooking show and you've obviously got to taste your food, learn how to taste the food without looking like you have no manners. And smacking your lips and opening your mouth with your food in your mouth. I can't take it. And you know what really took me over the edge? She made 3 courses yesterday. What took me over the edge was when she did the seafood salad and it had the mussels in it. And it had a bit of a sauce with it. And after she'd eaten the mussels, she took the shell and she scooped up. And I could see what was coming. And I thought, I can't take it. She scooped up some of that sauce and she slurped it. And it just, it took me over the edge. I was literally shouting at the TV. I like it. I'm not sure if I like all of her cooking, to be honest. I don't like the seafood stuff. And she made some cucumber thing with sweet and sour sauce, which I didn't know was Italian. But yeah, I can't take it. If you you know what? Now I'm going to be fair. Now I'm going to be absolutely fair. The Great British Bake Off with Mary Berry. Yeah, Mary tends to have a lot of crumbs around her mouth, but we do say she has a savage side bite. When she's eating something crunchy, she always eats it from the side.
Don't make fun of Lydia because she's a nice lady.
No.
You're a little British lady with her little side chomp on one canine teeth on her side. Oh, but it's all Lydia is terrible.
No, I'm being fair here, Jim. I'm being fair. If you've got a cooking show, eat nicely. I'm big on manners. I'm really big on manners. So there you go. That's my. It's not even a tip. It is a tip if you're having a cooking show. I can't take it. Oh gosh, I swear. So we were in LA the past weekend. We were at the memorial for Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher, and it was a very special time for us to be there with the family and be there for this incredible memorial that was with lots of laughter and lots of tears. But we enjoyed ourselves in LA, didn't we, Jim? The weather was lovely.
It was excellent.
And we'd stopped coughing because we've had horrific allergies this season, and we stopped coughing when we went to LA. It was a wonderful thing.
As soon as we got back, the cough was waiting.
Started all over again. And then we had the most insane winds. Some of them, I think they said up to 85 miles an hour in Vegas this week. So much damage. It was crazy. So we're back to coughing all over again. So if we cough all the way through the show, that's why. and our dogs are itchy too. It's horrible, isn't it? Allergy season is a really tough time. Here's a tip, even though it wasn't on my list. And Thornton used to suffer dreadfully. 2 seasons a year. Living nightmare, poor girl. Anyway, last autumn, she did great, didn't she, Jim?
She was excellent.
But this season, spring.
Well, we've got the worst pollen in years.
It's so bad. And so make sure you give them frequent baths. And you can do the povidone iodine foot bath. You can actually rinse them with that in the shower. Pat them dry, protect them with T-shirts and little pajamas, or you can put socks on them, and just really try and prevent them from scratching themselves to death. We do give her half a Benadryl as instructed by our vet, and we try not to go to any kind of, we don't do steroids or anything like that, but once in a while, and she may have to go on Monday, she is given a sulfur shot just to take all that down, but I'm hoping she's coming out of it. She had a lovely little shower last night and fresh pajamas on, but I'm sure she's fed up. She just wants to be free and naked and running around. But yeah, I mean, you take your eyes off them for a minute if you don't have them wrapped up in T-shirts, and they will scratch themselves till they bleed. So lots of showers, and make sure you've got your coconut oils and your fish oils in their diet. That's another thing you have to think about, you know. Coconut oil is so popular that a lot of people stop putting their fish oil in their diet, and they're two completely different oils that do two completely different things, so they need both of them in their diet. And there are no omega-3s in coconut oil, because some people seem to think that there are, and so it's a substitute, but there aren't. So you need to keep both of those in, but they're great for their skin and their coat. And yeah, it's a lot of maintenance this time of year, a lot of maintenance, you know, just wiping them down every time they have a walk, wipe their face, wipe their ears. Oh, goodness me. Mr. Twix is kind of low maintenance, really, apart from his ears. We just have to keep on them. But other than that, he's usually fine, isn't he, Jim?
He usually is. Where is he now?
I don't know where he is. Oh, he's worn himself out since he had the shower. You know, they go mental after they've had a shower, and then they have to go out and have a wee after they've had a shower, and then they run around like zoomy all over the house, and then they just conk out. And it was perfect timing, because now they're both asleep on their bed. Well, it has also been quite an emotional week as well, because a friend of a friend, son, found a dog on the streets in Vegas, and we all got involved. Rocking for Rescues got involved. Our friend Sam Smashington got involved, and it seems our community is getting involved, which is wonderful. So I wanted to bring Sam on the show today to kind of give us the story and how we've all pulled together and what we are hoping for, you know, going forward with this dog. So is Sam Smashington there? Are you there, Sam?
I'm here.
Yay!
Good morning.
Oh, if you could see me. Well, no. You got pajamas on too?
I do. I'm actually trying to keep my face off the screen.
There you go. Then that's how it was supposed to be today. You wouldn't believe what I just went through the last 5 minutes, Samantha.
Oh, let me tell you, Sam. Let me tell exactly what went down, yeah? So I got in the shower around about 9:15 with Mr. Twix, and it takes a while because he's filthy. And I get out of the shower, and Jim goes, 5 minutes till showtime? And you kidding me? I am dripping wet. Yeah, so I'm sat here with wet hair, combed backwards, and a onesie on, and I look a right state. So it's a good job we didn't go live.
Well, I need just to say, regarding Nigella Lawson,
Yes.
that is basically food porn.
Yes.
I want to eat what she the way she describes how she mixes and chops
Yes.
and describes the color and everything of the food. And then when she eats it, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, it is. It is. I told you. Jim goes, "Oh, she's a pig." I'm like, "No. It's there's a whole.
Pig.
There's a whole. It ramps up to that tasting bit at the end, doesn't it?"
Yeah, it does.
Not so much with Mary Berry. She always has crumbs on her mouth. Always. Like, always. But they do. Everybody calls it the savage side bite that she has. But yeah, no, I'm sorry. Lydia yesterday. And Lydia, by the way, when she was filming, she had food down her top yesterday.
Stop picking on Lydia.
Why didn't anyone tell her? Like, we can't film. You've got food down your top.
I'm starting to get a little bothered by this.
Jim's all bothered because it's filmed in Pittsburgh.
She's a nice lady.
I didn't say she wasn't, Jim. See, the cough came back. Yay. It's becoming part of my persona now, this cough. So how are you this morning, Sam?
I'm good, thanks, Sam. I'm still in my pajamas. It's very windy here
I
again,
know.
so I probably am not going out anywhere today.
Don't blame you. I really don't blame you. I know there's Petapalooza on today. It's not my favourite event, I'll be honest with you. And the wind is a big part of that. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Then it rained one year and they were covered in mud. Do you remember that?
Last year was terrible. Everybody pretty much packed up and we went home at lunchtime.
Yeah.
It was so bad. I mean, wind and just torrential rain.
And it's an awful time of year. I mean, and you can guarantee it's going to be like that every single year because it has been like that every single year.
Yeah.
So it's like, why can't you change the month and do it a month earlier? You know, it's just terrible weather this time of year.
I know.
And it's just stressful for any of the rescues out there. And, oh, gosh, no, I can't take it. I'm not a huge fan. I'm a real stickler when it comes to how animals are used at events, how they participate. And I always come from that place of well-being. You know, is this the best thing for them? You know, so if you're going to do big adoption events and stuff, you know, only have the dogs down for a couple of hours and do shifts, you know, bring the dogs down in shifts and let them go home after a couple of hours because it's exhausting. It's exhausting for everybody. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a real stickler about that. And I'll probably do a show on, you know, because we just did our Monday's Dark event. And everybody, please bring dogs, you know. And you have to really look at the environment. And so I'll probably do a show about that. But yeah, I'm not going down there either. I'm not doing it. This onesie's feeling mighty comfortable. Like a second skin. Well, I kind of like did a little warm up for what happened this week. So I'll let you tell the story. And how then you and I spoke and where we went from there. So away you go, Sam.
Well, I got a message from a friend of mine who I actually had not met before, but I know her through rescue for a few years. Like we're friends. Turns out she actually just lives down the road from me.
Perfect.
But and she said that somebody had found this little boxer girl, and she had followed her friend's son home. Her friend didn't know what to do with her, so she went and picked her up and took her to her house, and she was in, as we now know, this shocking state. So she messaged me and asked me to if there's anything I could help with because she needed medical, but I'm not in a position to be paying out for medical. You know, I'm strapped with my own two.
Yeah.
So, you know, I couldn't think what to do, and then I thought of you guys, and I know that there's so much that you guys do that people don't know that you do. There's so much you guys just do quietly, Rocking for Rescues. So I explained the situation to you, and I'm like, you know, I just want to throw it out there in case you guys can help. And thankfully, within a couple of hours, we had the okay. You agreed to help, and we had her at the vet the next day.
I know. It's so important when you find a dog. You've got to know their baseline and where they are, haven't you? I mean,
and I knew she was going to be expensive.
Yeah. That bill was pretty big, wasn't it? Oh, yes, and thank you for your donation as well, Sam. That was really nice of you. But it is expensive. What Rocking for Rescues does, what we do is we keep animal rescues funded, but we do take on some individual cases, like this dog found on the street, and she's not in good condition at all. No. So that like you were saying, Sam. Getting her to a vet is the biggest priority. Now, the list of tests, can you go down the list? It was a lot, wasn't it? A lot of tests.
She had x-rays. She had an ultrasound. She had blood, fecal, urine. She had two of the biggest. She has a lot of tumors on her.
Right.
She had two of the biggest tumors aspirated, and those have been sent out for testing. She had her rabies shot. She had... Oh my gosh, I think that's it, but that's a lot.
It is a
And
lot.
they're all big ticket things there too.
And it's the only way you can get a full picture of what's going to happen. You
Well,
know.
exactly. If when my friend had contacted me, if it was just a question, oh, we'll take her down and get her shots and buy a bag of food, then
Yeah.
I probably would have been able to handle it myself. But just when she sent me the pictures,
Yeah.
I knew we were going to take her to a vet, and it wasn't just going to be, oh, well, there's, we won't have to do anything major. I knew it was going to be a lot of testing.
Well, I mean, just looking at those tumors, and they're huge, and they're hanging off her body. Bless her.
They are.
What was her weight? Now she's a white boxer. What was her weight?
She came in, I believe, at 37 pounds.
Oh, good grief!
She should be at least 50.
That's just. So she's been out there clearly a long time. And although we don't know the story, story. But typically animals end up on the streets because of some kind of either horrible human or human error. Either you didn't lock your gates, or you had a sitter that let them run out the front door, or you dumped them. So either way, it's just a horrible situation. And she'd clearly been out there a long time, and she'd been eating rocks, hadn't she?
She had, and her collar was like 10 sizes too big. So I don't know if she just had one that didn't fit her, but
maybe
if she just lost that much weight. Now, she should be about 13, 14 pounds heavier, ideally. That doesn't seem so much when you put it for a human.
Yeah.
But for a dog, that is a lot of weight she needs to put on.
It is. It really.
Pretty much half again of what she weighs, she needs to put on.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I tell you, when you're that underweight, I mean, it's against you, isn't it? When you're trying to fight anything that's going on in your little.
You can see every bone in her body, pretty much.
Mm.
And she is the sweetest, happiest. Her little tail was wagging. She doesn't make a sound. She hasn't barked. She hasn't cried. She hasn't made a sound.
Oh,
she just wags her little tail and kisses you.
Oh, and she's probably just starting to decompress as well.
Yeah.
Over being on the streets.
So.
I mean, Mr. Twix was the same way. I mean, this was a dog that just didn't sleep, moved around constantly all night, all day, one eye open. And I kept thinking, gosh, he's got to be so tired. But that's how he survived. And clearly that's how she was surviving, one eye open and eating rocks. And they say they eat a lot of rocks because of minerals in the rocks. They're trying to get something if they're starving. So that's what we did. I just want to let the listeners know that. So that's what we did. Sam reached out to us. Pam and I spoke to each other and decided what Rocking for Rescues could do. And thankfully, we do have a vet who gives us a rescue discount, which is fantastic. And
so awesome. Your vet was so awesome.
People really like Dr. Bivens, really like him. And so it was, it all happened very quickly, which I think was great. Now, your friend, she took her, she was taking her in as a foster, but she looks like she's...
Well, that's the first thing I asked her. I said, are you okay to hang on to her for a while? Because I didn't know if she needed somewhere for the dog to go. And she said, no, I'll foster her. So I said, okay, then let me try and work on finding a medical sponsor. And then now she has, they're both, her and her husband work hard, but they just do not have a lot of money. So there's no way they would be able to take on a dog with all this medical. Yeah. But they would like to eventually adopt her.
Yeah. That's what we want to hear.
Yes.
At the end of the day. At the end of the day. Now I know did you go with Pam over to Barking Dogs?
I didn't, no, just to the vet visit.
Because Pam whizzed over and had her nails done, got her some food. She did all the pampering kind of side for her. And all those things are so important. And I loved the update photo last night of she was named Taco, yes. of her. And what was the other, her foster brother's name? I will guess what we'll call sister. What's the other dog called?
Chewy. Is it Chewy, I think?
I think it might be Chewy. And the way that,
Chewy.
when she said, this is what I came home to, and it's a picture of the two of them sleeping, I thought, just makes people so happy. So what we did is I threw this video together, and we're going to put some more video updates together anyway, but we put an event together on Rocking for Rescue's page to get people involved, and people wanted to help us and donate or just share. That's the way that they could do it, and we've done really well. We've already covered that big vet bill, by the way.
Wow, fantastic.
So we already covered.
Don't you love this community, Sam?
Oh gosh, it just makes.
We have the most amazing people who just rally around. I mean,
they just
all year round. But when we have cases like this come in, it's like I love how people just step up and do what's needed.
They do, and it's amazing. And one of our friends, and you know who she is, and I don't want to put her name on the air in case she doesn't want it out there, but she donated at like 2:30 this morning. So she either came in from a night out and was like, I'm helping that dog. Or she was having insomnia, but I'm helping that dog. But we've had people donate from all over, and it's amazing. But it's one of those things you just go, this is terrible. How can I help? I can help by actually donating some money, and we can continue the medical, because we know there's going to be some moving forward.
There is.
I mean,
hopefully a surgery. I'm hoping that, she is going to be fit enough for surgery.
Yeah.
To have some of those tumors removed.
Yeah.
That's going to be very costly, obviously.
Yeah. It is, and so we're not done yet.
No, long way to go.
We're not done yet, but she's had a great start, and can you imagine? I mean, I watched that video of her having a dinner. Yeah, she just wanted to inhale it, and I know her mom's going to go out and get her a bowl that slows her eating down a little bit. But can you imagine? It's like being on a desert island, and all of a sudden you find a coconut. You're like, oh.
When people sort of say, "Oh, that dog must be so happy with this or that," and you think, well, dogs don't really feel like the way we think they feel,
right?
But honestly, I have to say, when I saw her at the vet, and with all the attention she was getting, and all the love and the help that she was getting, I honestly, I would swear I saw gratitude coming from her eyes. She just looked like, why me? Why are you helping me? Do I deserve this?
Oh,
I'm so thankful. I just got that impression from her. It was so touching. She's such a sweetheart.
I think that they are probably more intuitive than we are. I think we sometimes miss it. Well, not so much us, because we flipping crazy about our dogs. But I do think that they will. I'm sure they can feel kindness and love.
Yes.
So I'm not surprised that she gave you that look. I'm telling you, and she's so deserved. Every animal deserves a chance.
They do.
And there will be people, and I've seen it before, where people do criticize, and they'll say, why are you sinking all that money into that dog? I'm like, well, why this dog and not that dog? I mean, that just makes no sense to me.
Right.
If you can, we should do it.
Exactly. Everybody would like to do it with every dog, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it's just like, and some, not that anything is more important, one is more important than another, but sometimes you get a dog like Taco who is in an urgent situation. I honestly don't think this dog would survive much longer on the streets.
Oh, how
emaciated she is.
Yeah, and the fact that she was eating rocks. Now, will those rocks just pass as she eats proper food, or will she need surgery?
Well, she has been going number 2.
Good.
So that's time, which means everything's moving. And it was so funny. Dr. Bivin told us a little trick, because I said, what happens if these rocks don't come out? Like, I had a rock eater. One of mine is a rock eater, and he had to have surgery.
Oh.
But he told, and she's not really up for surgery right now because she's so thin. So I said, what's going to happen with this? He told a little trick. He said, you get a piece of bread and you coat it in Vaseline and get them to eat that. If they won't eat the Vaseline, then try a lot of coconut oil. And that kind of lubricates everything as it goes down. So helping her.
That makes sense, doesn't it? Because isn't that what people do when they're constipated? They take the medicine. Castor oil. Isn't it castor oil?
Yeah.
What the heck?
What do you mean, what the heck? It's a good tip to know, Jim.
It is, yeah. I mean, mine are always getting into stuff. I can't turn my back for a second. So luckily, they kind of usually throw it up. But
yes.
That's good to know.
Don't you hate that in the middle of the night? You're like, you go, I got to get out of bed. Oh, but it's not on the bed.
Somebody posted a meme on Facebook recently, and it said they wish they had an alarm clock that sounded like a dog throwing up, because nothing gets you out of bed faster.
That is so funny and so true. I mean, we've been laid in bed, like, I go, Jim, did you hear that? It sounds like gunshots or whatever. Yeah, he won't move, but a vomit. Yeah, we're up. It's true though. You're like, oh, I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. Well, I am just thrilled that, you knew where to go to ask for help from us. And I'm glad we could make it happen. And I'm just so grateful for everybody that's donated and shared our information. It's been one of the most, I'm going to say popular, although in a weird word, popular popular post that we put up there. So if anyone wants to donate, you can go straight to rockingforrescues.org, and that's number 4, rocking4rescues.org. You'll see the donate button on there. There should be a little spot, I think we fixed it, where you can actually put Taco's name in there, and it will go directly to Taco. If not, you can just go to the event page or our page and say, hey, I donated and it's for Taco, and we'll make a note of it. But it should be fixed by now. But it's very exciting when the community does pull together, and they just, I think we all speak the same language, which is we love animals. It's a very simple, it's a very universal language, isn't it?
And don't be put off if you've only got a few dollars.
Oh,
you know,
gosh.
It all adds up.
It does, Sam. Honestly, it really, really does. And we are always appreciative of whatever comes in. And I just look forward to us getting some pretty decent results. And we'll just keep updating everybody as we go along. And then we'll probably have to have a big meet and greet. She'll become a celebrity.
With a chubby Taco when she's all chubby and fattened up.
That's right. And we've got an idea for a fundraiser around the Taco idea, the Taco name. So we're trying to work on it right now, Pam and I. So we'll see what happens. See if we can we will make it happen. We're just got chatting about it last night. So like, yay for you, Sam. We love you. But thanks for calling in this morning with that update. It's just great when everybody pulls together, makes it happen very, very quickly in such an urgent situation. And we will give you the updates on Rocking for Rescues on Facebook. So, well, thanks for calling in, Miss Sam. Enjoy your morning.
Jim. Bye, Jim.
Bye, Sam.
Bye, love. Bye. Well, with that said, let's run a few commercials and then we'll be right back. Got tons of other things to talk about.
Vegas Rock
At
Dog
Carl's
Radio.
Jr., not only do we make you happy with our delicious charbroil burgers, but we also make your dogs happy. When you come through our drive-thru with your furry friend, we'll offer your dog a treat. If not, always ask for one. We love to see their smiling faces. Our website, carlsjroflasvegas.com, has a treat for its customers too, with free coupons anytime, so be sure to visit us regularly. Carl's Jr. is a proud and active supporter of dog adoption in our community. You can find us at Carl's Jr. of Las Vegas or on Twitter at Carl's Jr. of Vegas.
Pet Scene Magazine is dedicated to Las Vegas pets and the people who love them. It's a source of news and information for pet lovers, as well as offering valuable coupons and specials on pet products and services. Find them online at www.lvpetscene.com or look for them on Facebook.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Welcome back to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs. Just before the break, we had Sam Smashington on the show, and she was updating us on Taco, cute little sweet Taco, found on the streets of Las Vegas, and now in a loving, caring home, and we are taking care of her medical with the help of our amazing animal-loving community. If you want to donate, you can go to rockingforrescues.org and you can put her name in the notes for Taco, and we'll make sure that goes to her account. So,
Who named her Taco?
I don't want to say her name in case she doesn't want it on the air, but her foster mum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So can I have a little bit more mic, Jim?
That's the second taco dog we know.
It is. Well, I think we talked about that the other week, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
How did he used to say his dog's name?
Taco!
Taco! And we just
Stop
laugh.
smelling that.
And we just laugh in the dog park. Well, it's been a busy week in England with animal welfare. And this is what happened. A big week in the Houses of Parliament. So many MPs were there to discuss the state of animal welfare in the country. And it ranged from puppy mills to increasing the minimum animal abuse sentence. Currently, it's 6 months in prison if you kill an animal, which pathetic. Clearly, it's no punishment for taking an innocent animal's life. And so what they're doing is they're proposing tossing out the 6 months and replacing it with a 5-year prison sentence. What do you think of that, Jim?
Yeah, in the dungeon.
Yeah, in the dungeon, Tower of London, put them in there.
Off with their head.
A very big part of this is really about sending a message. This is a severe penalty if you take a life, if you abuse an animal, and that message needs to be sent. So that's one of the things. And there's a price to pay when you do that kind of stuff. And as we know through research, that killing animals then leads to harming people. And so we want to try and nip that in the bud. They also covered licensing for breeders and how many litters you could have per year. And third-party sales, big thing. Third-party sales, big thing. Pet stores. One MP, he felt so strongly about the puppy mills after he actually visited a licensed puppy mill, and he was horrified. And he's basically said, there's no place for this. They're in horrific conditions. There's just no place for this. So that's a big push right now. However, this is going to raise your eyebrows and drop your jaw wide open. There are currently 3 major animal rescue organizations who do not support the ban. And they are, and you'll know their names, Dogs Trust, Battersea Dogs Home, and Blue Cross. I am trying to find out why they oppose a ban on selling pets in pet stores, because as we know, they come from puppy mills. Legitimate breeders do not do this. Legitimate breeders don't sell them on the internet. So I'm not happy about hearing those 3 organizations not supporting the ban. I think one of them went from supporting to not supporting. So we're going to try and get to the bottom of that.
Follow the money.
Oh, there's always a money thing, usually, with those kind of things. It seems that when they get big, when organizations get big, something happens. I don't know what it is. Big, crazy salaries happen, and and I think they lose touch with what their mission is in the first place. Big discussion was about prong and electric collars. Currently, the shock collar's banned in Wales. But they want to make sure these laws go across the United Kingdom. And what you've got to understand is, if you're not from the United Kingdom, you probably go, huh? How come only like one region? Well, actually, they're all separate little countries together, all put together. So Scotland makes their own decisions, and Wales, and da-da-da. So it does need to be across the board. And if one group of people deems it to be absolutely horrific to use them, there's a very good reason for it. And so everyone else, I feel, should follow suit. And we do need to do a shock collar show and a prong collar show. There's lots of research. There's lots of research out there, and there is no excuse to be using them. Another thing they talked about, and it went on for about 2.5 hours. Yeah, sat and watched most of it. And that transcript is going to be available soon through Hansard. Hansard is the transcript service for the government. They've been around since 1803. So if you want to get a transcript from 1803, it'll be there, I'm sure.
On parchment paper.
On parchment.
On a roll of some sort.
On a roll of some sort, yeah. So I will continue this update. It was, they covered everything. I would have liked to have seen more MPs there. I don't feel there were enough. But the ones that were there were very, very passionate about animal welfare. And there was a report, and it was called, and I'm going to find it because I can get the transcript from Hansard for the actual, I think they call it a backbench session, I think is what they call it, in Parliament. But the other thing, there's a report that was prepared prior to that, and it was, and I want to find it for you in case you want to read it for yourself. Let me scroll down, because they sent me a message this morning to let me know what it was called. Oh gosh, I had a lot of notifications on Facebook this morning. Here we go. It was called the EFRA report. And so this was a very comprehensive report that was put together, and it was also comparing animal welfare in the United Kingdom to other countries in the world and how we measure up. I'm very happy to see that, and I will keep following up with it as well. So another thing that went on in England, it kind of gave me a little chuckle, because I think Brian May and myself may have a very similar personality. And I'm talking about Brian May of Quen. So he was having a debate with Jim Barrington of wildlife management and hunting, in Britain. And they were talking about the fox hunting ban. And it looks like it's going to be in danger of being lifted, which we don't want to lift a ban on fox hunting. We don't. And it certainly got heated. And I love that Brian May just told it as it was, with a few swear words in the end, where the moderator had to kind of apologize to the audience. Like, I'm sorry if the language offends you. But it didn't matter. He was mortified. And so he's very concerned about this ban being lifted. And he's very active in animal welfare, very active. Badgers in particular is another one of the animals that he likes to work with. And, basically what he was saying was, what I'll never understand is how you can terrorize a fox and let dogs who are bred for hunting as well shred the fox to pieces, make it suffer a painful death, and not acknowledge that it's cruel. And this Jim was saying, families go out and kids go out. It's like, how can you overlook the fact that you're killing an animal, terrorizing it first, and then you're killing it in a terrible way? So hunting is banned, but there are many illegal hunts happening over the country, and some people are getting prosecuted for the actual hunts, and some actually get prosecuted for assaulting the saboteurs who tried to save the foxes. Is there ever an argument to kill? There just isn't, And of course, there's always going to be the wildlife control argument, population control. And I've always said Mother Nature controls our nature. It's called survival of the fittest. And it's not man's job to kill animals. Who said you get to control the population of animals? Then there's the argument, but if we kill it, it's okay because we eat it. But I personally do not know a single person who needs to kill to survive. Do you, Jim? I don't know a single person.
Just the people in Alaska when we watch TV.
And do they really need to kill to survive? I mean, there might be some.
Yeah, they're off the grid. Like there's the last of the people in the world that are really off the grid.
Yeah, but this is not anybody in my community.
Native peoples that have done that. That's been their lifestyle for centuries upon centuries. Maybe I don't know. I just find that it's reverse engineering or reverse justifying in most cases. Oh,
well, when you enjoy what you're doing, you're always going to try and justify it, aren't you? If you like it, how can you... Well, maybe they're dead inside when they go on a fox hunt. Maybe they are completely dead inside and they don't have a pulse, because how you could watch that, how you could chase that fox and then watch that, No, you can't be human. It's as simple as that. Anyway, so glad Brian is on this case. Very passionate man. You'll see it in the debate. The link is up on our Facebook page. Hop on over there. And I'm so glad he's used his celebrity to bring these issues to light. I know he's always been an animal lover, but it is great when you've got a big following. You can influence people and you can get things moving and make some change. So that debate is over on Vegas Rock Dog Radio on Facebook. Watch to the end. It's classic. I'm watching it. I'm going, oh, that could be me with a big frizzy hairdo. Saying that right now. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I don't know that interesting. I don't know. Should we run one more commercial?
We can.
Let's run one more commercial, and then I'll tell everybody about my not very nice interaction on social media this week. We'll be right back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Welcome to Barking Dogs Self-Wash and Grooming, your one-stop shop for all of your pet's needs. We offer premium natural pet foods, full-service grooming, and an on-site bakery and boutique. You can choose to self-wash your dog or schedule a luxury pampering with our professional groomers. Our new Cool Cat section offers feline food, toys, bedding, and litter, while the adventurous dog department has everything you need for your outdoor activities. Cody's Healing Garden is a special place featuring flower, aromatherapy, and herbal remedies for pets. Ask us about Karma Connection, our program supporting animal rescue. Find us at barkingdogslv.com and look for us on Facebook and Twitter. We look forward to seeing you at Barking Dogs Self-Wash and Grooming.
Hello, this is Jim and Sam from Vegas Rock Dog.
We've been styling dogs and their humans since 2005. And no matter what size your dog is, we can give your best friend the bark and roll look that will make them stand out from the rest of the pack.
Vegas Rock Dog has a fantastic collection of tank tops, dresses, sweaters, jackets, collars, and ties for your dog.
And for you, the owner, there are rock and roll tanks and tees and great accessories. Wearing Vegas Rock Dog makes you look and feel like a rock star. And that's why everyone loves our gear, including Hollywood celebrities.
So grab your leash and go to vegasrockdog.com or find us on Twitter and Facebook at Vegas Rock Dog.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. So, I don't like these kind of interactions on social media. I don't normally even get into it, but and I'm not one to jump into something on social media because you really can't. There's no debate. And I have a radio show where I can express myself, or in person, but I find it hard on social media. However, I did have a negative experience this week when I came across a Rebel event in Vegas. And Rebel events are part of the University of Las Vegas events schedule. They plan all kinds of things throughout the year. And they have a spring fling event planned. And I think we may have been to it in the past, I think. Anyway, I read the flyer and I thought, what's a nice event. And until I read all the way down that they were having a petting zoo. Ugh.
You hate those.
I hate them. So
she goes ballistic.
I did go ballistic.
You turn into a wild monkey.
I do when I see them. Oh, the one time I went to the Henderson event, I've forgotten, and we walked up and I saw donkeys walking around in circles for hours on end, and I left. And I fired off quite an email to the city of Henderson about that. It's just not necessary. So this is what happened. So I'd seen it on their Instagram account, and I respectfully, because I think that's really important that you're respectful when you are trying to get people to understand where you're coming from. I asked them to look into the plight of animals used in petting zoos. And I said, if you read up about it, and you may not know this, but I'm sure you'll be horrified and cancel that aspect of the event. And there were others showing the same concern. Again, no one was being rude anyway, so and I also said, you can't always assume that people really know what the abuse is, what's taking place. All they see is a petting zoo. They just see the animals there and they think it's cute. And they never know about the behind-the-scenes abuse of such attractions, which I stated because you're just not going to get very far attacking someone. So give them the benefit of the doubt. You just don't know. And as you know, I'm just non-wavering in that I don't like animals being used for entertainment and profit, period. That's that. And I'd explained, animals are not transported carefully. They're not housed comfortably. They work for hours on end without breaks, without food and water. They get stressed from constant petting, yeah? They're outside, often in extreme temperatures, and Vegas is right at that position right now. By the time this event rolls around, it's going to be too warm. And in regards to the public, they can transmit diseases to humans. All round, it's an archaic and cruel attraction that should not be seen at any event, especially at a university event where you expect this younger generation to have a better understanding of animal welfare. Surely there was one person on the committee that said, that's not cool to do that. But let's just assume they just don't know. So this is where it all went south. They removed my comment. And then they removed everybody else's comments. And then they turned off the commenting altogether on that particular Instagram post. So, not being a fan of being disrespected, I made a comment on the post below, just asking, where was my comment? Why did you delete it? And I'm disappointed that they would do that. Well, they deleted that too. And then they proceeded to turn off all commenting on all their posts. So my next step was I'm just skipping going to Facebook. Forget that. It's going to be the same results. I mean, that would just be pointless. And so I decided to send out an email to them, and I'm waiting to hear back, and I'm hoping I do hear back.
You might not.
I know. It is frustrating when you're not being aggressive in any way, shape, or form in educating and showing concern, and then you're met with such an inability to communicate in an adult fashion, and it's very frustrating. And what should you do? I mean, if you're someone that gets a comment like mine, what should you do? Well, this is what I think you should do. One, you do need to communicate. It's as simple as that. I always say you should reply, address the concern, just address it. Don't assume that it's only that one person that feels that way. Because right now, I know various animal wellness and welfare groups in Vegas who are truly upset by this petting zoo element of this event, including many individuals who really love animals. So don't assume it's just the one person that sent you an email or a comment. And so you've got to be open and understanding of what the concern is. Read up, ask for some info, ask for some sources. Often I will put a link and say, hey, this is where you can read up about that. It's the mature way to do it. And at this point, without me personally knowing how they feel about animal welfare, it only makes me feel like they don't care because they just deleted me and everybody else. And so it doesn't work. And from a PR standpoint, it could blow up out of proportion and even make its way onto a radio show like mine where we're talking about this event. All they had to do was to have a conversation. So I'm hoping I do get to hear from them. It would be wonderful if they were open and said, we didn't realize, we didn't know, we had no idea. And then actually make a change. And that's how we make a difference. That's how we make a change. Approach them in the right way. And if someone does show their concerns to you, share their concerns with you, then you really, really, really should communicate with them. So I will follow up with you. I'm hoping I get to hear back. Very disappointing indeed. Well, we've got a couple of minutes left, and I just wanted to briefly touch on dogs detecting diseases. Dogs have 300 million olfactory sensors compared to how our poultry 6,000. 6,000? 6 million. 6,000. I think it's not a lot anyway. Do you know why that's wonderful, Jim?
Well, I've heard in years past that they've actually trained dogs to recognize illness in humans. Yeah,
so why is it wonderful that they have all these olfactory sensors then?
Because then they can give an early warning of disease.
Exactly.
I know these things.
I know. The sense of smell is phenomenal, and they are being put to good use, those noses, to detect diseases and conditions. Cancer is one disease that they detect, and I know this to be true, as one of our friend's dog alerted her to breast cancer twice. Saved a life, absolutely saved a life. And they can detect through smelling saliva, urine, and your breath with better accuracy than some of the current equipment that's out there. Is that not amazing? And so some of the things that they can help with and do help with is seizures, diabetes, migraines, anxiety and stress, narcolepsy, and PTSD. And to detect a certain odor, they do it because your body chemistry changes. You know, if you have a seizure, if you have a migraine, so there's a smell, and they can pick up on that, and they're trained for that. And as you know, service dogs are used for all of these conditions and many, many others. So clearly having a service dog aid you when these types of episodes can happen can save your life and also give you great confidence by having your dog there, knowing that they can help you. And it's just another reason why dogs are the greatest. You know when it's not good that your dog has such an amazing sense of smell?
Whenever you're eating.
When you're trying to eat something, open a snack, and you just want to eat it without an audience. I don't always need an audience when I'm trying to have a snack. So I've reached out to the Cancer Smelling Dogs of America to see if they'll come on the show, talk about the training, and how they are now integrating these dogs into hospitals. I think it's amazing. And again, here are great dogs saving lives and improving the quality of your life too. Jim and I are both migraine sufferers. Have any of our dogs ever alerted us?
They only alert us when they need to go outside to the bathroom, when they want to go for a WALK, or when they want to EAT.
That's right. You can't sit. They can spell now, though. I'm sure they can spell. But yeah, I don't think they've ever. Do you know what? We have these bizarre circumstances where we get them at the same time. So we're no use to each other. It's a very strange thing, isn't it, Jim? It's a very strange thing.
It is.
So what else, Jim? What else is happening? You're busy this week.
I'm a little bit on the busy side with work and matters of such. And so I think today is about the only day that we have to do anything here. So.
Yeah. We'll venture out for a little bit. We have to go to the post office. So, we do have some good news. So our wonderful friend, Donna Bristow, she lost her dog Coco a couple of weeks ago, and it was very, very tragic and painful for her. And we know that since we lost Galaxy not so long ago. And she asked me, she said, do you think it's too soon for me to get another dog? And I said, there is no wrong time to get a dog or a cat. You are not betraying your pet that passed away, and everyone is different. And I mean, for her, she came home. We have 2 other dogs. We didn't come home to an empty home, and she came home with just a kitten, and she was having a really, really hard time. And I said, there's no right or wrong. It's whatever happens to be right for you. So. And she just missed that presence, you know, and the cuddling and the greeting at the door and all that fun stuff. So she had her eye out on not one, but 2 rescue dogs. Anyway, she brought one home yesterday, and you're not going to believe this. That dog was called Coco. Now, I don't know if she's going to change Coco's name or not, but she said last night to me, she said, well, I've gone to the bathroom again, and Coco's right with me. I've got in bed, and Coco's in bed with me. And Coco and Kitten were getting on okay, and it was just wonderful. Now, he was marking. He was doing a bit of marking, a bit of territory marking, so I let him know it's not about peeing, it's about marking. And she said, oh, what can I do? Because he's just been fixed. I said, well, it'll probably just, subside. But meanwhile, I sent her a couple of belly bands. And if you don't know what a belly band is, it looks like, well, it's a belly band. It goes around the little belly and it covers their little tiggle, as we like to say. Cover the tiggle so that even if he does lift his leg up and mark, it's going to go in the little belly band and they're washable. And it'll just be a temporary thing until everything settles down. So they're going in the mail today. One of them's got a fantastic patch on it that says England on it, strangely enough. So they're going in the mail to her today, and I'm just so happy. And she was just, oh, you could tell that made her feel so much better. And I said to her, I think Coco sent you Coco. So now she's looking at picking up a second dog. A few came into the rescue near her, and they've all just been fixed. So she needs to wait a couple of days. And I'm excited to see who she brings home next. There was a cute Jack Russell. I love a Jack Russell. So I'm just thrilled that it all worked out for her. And happy times, yeah. So we're helping animals, and it's all good. It's all good. So, Jim, I think we're...
We're just about out.
I think we're still coughing, like we said we were earlier. I think we are just about done with the entire show, so we covered a lot. The things I told you about today, you can go over to our Facebook page, and you'll find the interview with Brian May from Quen, with the wildlife management and hunting guy. Very entertaining indeed. I did put up the Houses of Parliament animal welfare discussion, and we'll get the transcript for that. We'll find the report that they actually based everything on. And if you would like to make a donation today to Little Taco, you can go to rockingforrescues.org, rocking number 4 rescues.org, and in the notes just say for Taco. And all those updates are going to be happening on the Facebook page for Rocking for Rescues. And we plan on giving her a great chance at life. We really do. Our main website again is vegasrockdogradio.com, and you can listen to us anytime on iTunes and iHeartRadio. So, Jim, remember, oh gosh, my iPad is just frozen. Remember, you can help an animal in need. Either rescue, adopt, donate, volunteer, or share their information. Rescue your next family member. Replace the word shop with adopt, and be kind to all animals. I want to say thank you to Sam Smashington for calling into the show today in her pajamas. It's always lovely to hear from her and get an update. She's one of the kindest, nicest animal advocates you'll find in Las Vegas, and a great friend of ours. And thank you, Jim, for not getting me out the shower in time.
You're welcome. You're welcome for that.
And one more thing. No, before we go, great news. If you haven't seen the documentary by Kohl Harrington, Pet Fooled, it's now on Netflix. Go and watch it. You will be doing your pets an absolute favor by actually going over and watching it. That's Pet Fooled by Kohl Harrington. And congratulations to Kohl. It's blowing up, and it's a good thing. Well, that's it today. You were listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio, where it's all about pets, people, and pop culture. I'm your host, Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs. Always kiss your pets good morning and good night, and I'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.